Hello everybody and welcome back to another Hookster Talks with me and TV Bear. Yes, there he is, everyone's favourite bear. Yes, your Thursday entertainment is here. Yes, he is. Say hello to everyone, TB. Oh, look at him. Look, he's excited. He's glad everyone's back, aren't you, TB? You're not? Why aren't you? Yeah, I know. We'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, here's TB the Bear. TB the Bear. Everyone's favourite bear. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I love you, Big Bear. I love you. Mwah, mwah. Fantastic. Anyway, hope everyone's doing fine today. First, we have some sad news. Yes, let me put my chair forward just to emphasize my sad news. Yes, anyone who watches my videos, 1% of you. Unfortunately, I have now finally been hit by the YouTube copy strike masters. Yes. And if anyone watches the intros where we had the Thunderbirds music and the Space Precinct music as well, unfortunately for the first time this week for the Thunderbirds music I have been hit with a copyright. Yes, it's unfortunate. Now I've let the video go because it's still, it's still viewable, so I've let it go for tomorrow because I'm not really bothered about it. But unfortunately it means in future episodes I may have to get rid of the Thunderbirds music, which is very, very sad. And YouTube are very, very, very nasty because it's literally 10 seconds. I mean, come on, for God's sake. 10 seconds. That's ridiculous, isn't it? That they've copyrighted me for 10 seconds. I could understand if I was playing the whole Thunderbirds theme tune from start to finish, then obviously the copywriters are entitled to the money for that because it's their music. But come on, guys, I'm just borrowing 10 bloody seconds, unbelievable. And you're not going to make any money out of 10 seconds, are you, for God's sake? You're not going to make a penny out of 10 seconds. You're not going to make a penny because of the views that I get, which is just ridiculous. So you might as well just let it go. It's just, but they won't because it's YouTube. But anyway, so there you go. There's the sad news. I will continue to keep putting the music on. I'll do it on the All Seasons on Sunday and see what happens. They haven't hit me for Space Precinct yet, but as I've just said that, and they're probably watching, that's it for that one as well. Yeah, so, but at the moment, it's all good. So that's the sad news over with right now. So what was the title of the video? I can't remember. Oh yes. Have we got max fatigue already? Now, I think the answer to that is a little tiny bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. Now, Max is going to be okay for this year if he wins the World Championship, because obviously after the debacle of last year, when it was very controversial about who actually did win the championship last year, and you may have your own opinions on who actually won the championship last year. So yeah, because of that controversy, even though Max won it, it was not a clean win. It was not a clean win in a lot of people's eyes. So for this year's championship, if he wins it, that'll be absolutely fine. No one will have a problem with that. But going into 2023, if he does the same thing next year and shows just as much dominance, I think we could start to get fatigue set in like we have done in previous times in Formula 1, like in the Michael Schumacher era, when basically by about 2002, everybody had nodded off and couldn't be bothered to watch F1 anymore because Michael was just absolutely dominating the sport. It seems crazy to me that your reward for being good is for people to stop watching you and to say I can't be bothered anymore. It seems crazy, but that's what it's like in the world. If you're really good at something, after a while people get fed up with it because they want the underdog. They want the person that's trying to catch you. They want them to win, you see. So if you just carry on winning every time, people get fed up with that. So yeah, I think into 2023 we could definitely end up with some max fatigue. And if he wins the championship quite easily, which it looks like he's going to do this year, and does the same next year, we could be in for a little bit of discontent. Now, I hope this doesn't bring the FIA to make some crazy decisions like they've done in the past. I mean, one of the most craziest decisions they could make next year is to do the sprint race on every single race. Now, personally, I think it's the most... I can't stand the sprint races. I really can't. I think they add absolutely nothing to the sport, and I don't even know why they're there. And I don't know why they're sporadically pepper sprayed over the season in like random events. I don't get it. I think the sprint races shouldn't even be there. Unfortunately, because I only get the highlights on Channel 4 as well, when it's time for a sprint race session, Channel 4 don't show it until Sunday. So on Sunday, I get the qualifying, the sprint as well. I think it's 8:30 in the morning, and then we get the race later on. So it's all done on the Sunday, so you get nothing on the Saturday, which is ridiculous. And I can't quite work out why Channel 4 can't do it on the Saturday, because it's run on the Saturday. So, but obviously there's some kind of logistical nightmare for Channel 4 there. There's a reason why they can't do it. But yeah, so it all gets done on the Sunday. So I get all the motor racing in one day. It feels, in actual fact, like I've watched the whole Grand Prix by the time I've got through it all. But yeah, so sprint racing, I hope they don't come to that decision. But don't forget, of course, because of Michael Schumacher's dominance in 2002, that people were getting fed up and switching off. That was the sole reason that Bernie Ecclestone came up with the absolutely wonderful idea of the new qualifying format in 2003, which absolutely worked a treat. Everyone loved it, and it's still in use today, isn't it? Oh wait, no, it's not, and everybody hated it. Yes, everybody hated it. But for about the first 4 rounds of the championship in 2003, it was great because it really mixed up the grid. Yes, and it was great news. But then after that, everyone got fed up with it, and the grids pretty much went back to where they used to be, and then that was it. So yeah, another great idea from Mr. Bernie the Bolt. Bernie the Bolt. Shouldn't say too much about Bernie right now because you know he's a little bit short of cash. Yeah, so you know we can't really say too much, otherwise I might get sued. Might get sued by the great man. Yes, so we'll leave Bernie the Bolt alone. But I'm just saying, great idea that was, Bernie. One of his other great ideas was, of course, sprinkling water onto the tracks to make the races more exciting. And yeah, great one, Bernie. We should have had that as well, I must agree. But yeah, so we could have a few problems if Max continues his dominance. And the trouble is, Ferrari are just being Ferrari right now, which is, I don't know. If anyone can stop themselves from winning a championship, it's Ferrari themselves. No one else is stopping Ferrari from winning a championship apart from Ferrari, because their decisions are incomprehensible at times. I mean, that decision to go onto a hard tyre that, you know, the tyre manufacturer had said from the start, don't go on that tyre. Don't go on that one. No, nobody use that tyre. It's no good. And what did they do? Went on the hard tyre. Now, I also think that Charlie Boy and Carlos Sainz, to a certain extent, need to grow a pair of balls as well, because they're in that car. They're driving that car. They know what's going on in the car. They don't know what's going on outside of it, but with everyone else. But they know what's going on within their sort of, you know, within their vacuum of what's going on. And so they could turn around if they hear one of the decisions over the radio and say, nah, hang on a minute. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. But they just seem to go along with the decisions, however crazy they are from Ferrari, and they need to grow a pair of balls. I do believe both of them. Yeah, they need to stand up to Ferrari a little bit more, because you know Ferrari's got this reputation of being like the mafiosi of Formula One, but they need to be sort of brought down a peg or two. And then I think they'll do even better, to be honest. I really do, because that's exactly what they need. I mean, if you listen to our beloved Lulu, you know, on some of his team radio, I mean, every single thing that the engineer says to him, poor old Bono, I mean, Lewis Hamilton argues about, doesn't he? Are you sure, Bono? Bono, my tyres are going off, Bono. Have you ordered my pizza, Bono? It's just ridiculous, isn't it? And you don't hear that very much from the Ferrari drivers, I have to say. Or whether the team radio of that is just not being played, I don't know. But I don't hear a lot of complaints from the Ferrari drivers. And they need to complain, because otherwise they will never sort of be known as great drivers. I mean, look at Ayrton Senna. I mean, he will always be known as a great driver. Nothing will take that away from Ayrton Senna. He was a great driver, but he was also on the flip side of that, an enormous cock. An enormous cock. His only opinion that mattered was his own, and that was it. His opinion or no one's opinion. That was, as far as Ayrton was concerned, no one had an opinion that was better than Ayrton Senna. That's to be said. And that sort of, that drive and that willingness to succeed didn't make him very many friends, as to be said, in the Formula One paddock. I mean, if you look at that, it's probably on YouTube somewhere, that famous sort of, not an interview, it was in the actual press briefing where they were trying to discuss whether they were going to race or not. And Ayrton Senna was, you know, arguing with all the other drivers. And yeah, but that was Senna all over. That was Ayrton Senna. He was an enormous cock, but he also was a great racing driver. And it's sad to say, but it is a fact, Lewis Hamilton will not ever be revered in the same regard as Ayrton Senna. No. Why? Because Lewis's moaning is completely different from Senna's moaning. Lewis's is like wimpy, whiny moaning, whereas Senna he had more, you know, he had more folenza, as the Italians say, fire. He had fire in his belly, and when he said something, the team used to bloody listen to him. Yes, that was Senna. But Lewis, it's like, oh, me tyres are too cold, Bono. Me tyres are too cold, Bono. Bono. And it just gets on your wick, doesn't it? Anyway, poor Lewis for that race at Spa. Poor Lewis. Or should I call him Teletubby? Teletubby man. Yes. Now, which one does he look like? I can't remember the colours. Was it Tinky Winky? Was that the red one? I'm not quite sure. But what on earth was that ghastly disguise he was wearing at Spa? I've no idea. He looked like he had boots on that were about 5 times too big for him. He had a tea cosy on top of his head as well. And he actually had the audacity to walk through the paddock like that. I mean, I'd be ashamed. But no, Lulu just walked through. What on earth was he wearing? I've no idea. What was the point of a tea cosy on top of your head, Lewis? But, you know, what? Anyway, went on to the race and wow. Well, the race wasn't exactly classic, to be honest, was it? But, of course, it did have the famous Lulu and Fernando Alonso incident where, once again, Fernando Alonso proved how much he really loves Lulu and always has since 2007 when he got sacked by McLaren for being a knob. But Fernando, he gets my respect as well because he also is a driver who is an enormous cock. Enormous cock. Everyone knows Fernando is an enormous cock. Everyone knows it. The people that work with him say he's an enormous cock. But he also will also be revered as a great driver. Yes. So there you go. To be a great driver, you have to be an enormous cock. Or maybe you have to have it. Anyway, let's move on before I get banned from YouTube. Let's go to the comments and see if anyone's here. Probably not. It's a Thursday night. Who cares? Let's put on the tablet. The tablet of truth. Oh, here I am, right on the top. Right on the top. It's where I like to be. On top. Oh my God, I got loads of comments. Wowzers, me trousers. Hello, Mr. Plynal Plessy. Welcome to the stream. He says, Max Verstappen, they could make him a lap behind all the drivers and he'd still win. I totally agree with you. That was total dominance in Spa. I mean, what did he start from? 14th and then up to first place by lap 12, was it? Lap 12, I do believe? Yeah. That's even better than some of the drives that Lulu has done because he's come from right at the back or near the back, hasn't he? He's come up, but that has actually beaten that, has to be said. Now, of course, we all had our doubts about this new Honda stroke Red Bull designed in-house engine at the start, but it certainly seems that that's all been alleviated now. I know they had some problems at the start because the actual engines weren't ready and their factory extension where they're going to build the engines wasn't ready, but I'm presuming by now and the performance level of Max that they've got that all sorted out because that was certainly a dominant race at Spa for Maxi Boy. Helium Trophy, welcome to the stream. So he says, I think there's something like a 5-second rule in sampling. That's F1. Yes, indeed. The real winner is that there was a Grand Prix at Spa. Yes, indeed. After last year's Grand Prix, that was quite a funny Grand Prix for me, in fact, because unfortunately, at the time the Grand Prix was on at Spa, my Virgin Media box, which I used to record everything, decided to have a complete mental breakdown. Yes, complete mental breakdown. And the picture was completely, it was pixelated and everything. Now, I'd recorded the race. And obviously, as we know, the race last year consisted, I think, of 3 laps behind a safety car. Isn't that what they did in the end? They just managed to squeeze out 3 laps behind a safety car before they abandoned it. And those 3 laps were the only 3 laps I saw of that race. And as I say, the screen was just completely, it was a mess. And because it was raining, anyone who knows that if the screen's pixelating when it's raining, it's even worse because, you know, the digital picture gets worse when it's in the wet. So it was literally like looking through a frosted glass window at the screen. Yeah, and I just managed to catch these 3 laps. And at that point afterwards, I went, I give up. Anyway, they came around next week and gave me a new box. So that was great. Yes, I'd been waiting 2 years, unfortunately, because of the pandemic. So they couldn't give me a new box because, you know, they couldn't come round at the time because they would have had to have put hazmat suits on and, you know, these big radiation suits they were going to wear just to come round and put me a new Virgin box in. Yeah, that's what they said anyway. that was the excuse at the time for everything. Yeah. Oh no, sorry sir, we can't come round and... Oh, hello. Sorry about that. Screen froze, so I stopped talking. Yeah, that was the excuse for everything. Even the boiler man couldn't come in and service the boiler. I rang them up and they said, oh no, sorry, the only way we can come around is we had to come around in full hazmat suits. Yeah, of course, this was in the height of the pandemic, so I didn't get my boiler serviced either. No, they still charged me for the yearly price, though. Thanks, Home Serve. I should get sponsored by all these companies. I tell you, it's ridiculous. I keep advertising them. Absolutely nothing. Now, unfortunately, just before I move on, I have thought of an absolutely brilliant F1 Manager series. In fact, I thought of it last night. And no one on YouTube has thought of it. No one on YouTube. So I'm not going to tell you what it is. I want someone to steal it. But no one on YouTube has thought about it. But it was like a light bulb in my head last night. I went, ding, and I went, oh my God. I'll tell you what. It would be really exciting. Just one problem. I haven't got enough cash for the game. Which is a major stumbling block. Now, twice now, I have been begging on the F1 Manager Game Twitter's profile to send me a free copy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they haven't yet, because, you know, it's F1 Games PlayStation. I mean, what other thing do they need? So I've been begging them to send me a free copy, because, seriously, this idea for the F1 Manager, it'll be great. It'll be great, mostly, because it'll be very, very comedic. Yes, and I will probably do them live because that will be the best way to do the idea that I've got in my head. But yeah, seriously, no one's thought of this at all. And I think it would be a great little series. Great little series. So there you go. But I'm still begging F1 Manager. But so far, they haven't even replied to my tweets, which is absolutely outrageous. So yeah, if you're watching this stream right now, please send tweets to F1 Manager and ask them to please send me one, because I could do a brilliant little funny series out of it, really. Because I just thought of it last night, and it's like a light bulb gone off in my head. I went, ding! Oh yeah. Anyway, so that was just something I wanted to get off my chest there. Hello, Mr. Matthew D'Souza. F1 Manager is really good in my opinion. However, it is a bit easy. Okay. I've won 4 out of 4 races with Ferrari, 3 with Leclerc and 1 with Sainz, and had 3 1-2 finishes. I'm 36 points clear of Verstappen and Leclerc. Oh, I see. Now, has it got a difficulty adjuster on it, Matt, or does it just go? You just do it, you know, as you do it? Because some games you can't even adjust the difficulty. You just have to. I mean, there's no difficulty level on the GTA games, is it? You just get into it and that's it. So can you adjust the difficulty, or is it just you get straight into the game and that's it? I suppose what you're doing sort of determines how difficult it is, really, isn't it? Because if you start from a back marker team, obviously it'll be more difficult than starting from somewhere at the front with like Ferrari. But I don't know. Maybe it's got I don't know anything about the game, as I say, because I haven't got it, and I'm very disappointed. But there you go. So yeah, tell me, has it got a difficulty slider on it? You know, like the Codemasters with the Master or Legend or Ultimate. Yes, Ultimate. That's only for esports drivers, don't you know? Don't you know? Yes, esports only is the ultimate level. Yes. Not for you sad bastards with your controllers, with your broken little thumbsticks. No, trying to imagine your esports drivers. Oh, please. No, you need a steering wheel and a simulation rig. At least £10,000 worth of gear. That's what you need to be an esports driver. Yes, that's what you need. Then we'll employ your services at somewhere like Veloce. Yes, Veloce. We'll employ your services and we'll exploit you like we're going to do with, what is it, FRA Elite or whatever. Yes, I noticed he's just been employed at Veloce and they'll exploit him to the hilt and get as much money out of him as possible. Then they'll spit him out to the curb, and we'll never see him again, like that Brendan Lee. Yeah, whatever happened to him? Yeah. Absolute monster on that game. And then what happened? Yeah, they spat him out because that's what they do. They're exploiting young kids. Esports is a disease and I'm the cure because I couldn't do it. No, but that's what they're doing. Honestly, that's what they're doing. They're exploiting young kids with the dream of fame and everything else. It's, you know, it's the same with everything. Everyone's got this dream of being famous, and it's got to stop. At some point, it's got to stop. There's nothing wrong with being normal, you know. There's nothing wrong with being... You don't have to keep chasing fame. Having said that, my latest all-season video has somehow got into recommended section of YouTube. Yes, it's very rare. It doesn't usually get there because they look at my videos and they go... Stuff and nonsense. But for some unknown reason, last week's has actually got into the recommended on YouTube. And so far, the All Seasons episode has amassed over 500 views, which for my channel is pretty much up there with Arava. Yes. In fact, when I saw it yesterday, I was like, I finally made it. I'm finally as good as Arava. Yes, that's what I thought for about 5 seconds. And then I didn't think that at all. But yes, it's had over 500 views. I'm absolutely amazed because the All Seasons usually get between 70 and 100, I think. It's something like that anyway. It's definitely not anywhere near 500. So I had to look through my analytics of the channel. And yes, that video has been put on the recommended section. Now, of course, the recommended section, to anyone who doesn't know about YouTube, it's the panel down the right hand side when you're watching a video, and there's other videos that are recommended. So while you're watching the video, if you've got that panel down the right hand side, you can see other videos there. So it really increases your exposure to getting more views if you can end up in that recommended section down the right hand side. And that's exactly what's happened with my video, and that's why I've got over 500 views for an All Seasons, which I'm very, very happy about. Unfortunately though, as soon as I saw it got over 500, now the critic in me was going, oh God. I was looking through the video. I was going, 500 people have seen this now, and I'm going, oh well, I could have made that bit better. I could have improved that a little bit. I could have shown a bit more of that, because you know that's what you do. You see, you're thinking to yourself, you know, this is a product now that's gone out to more people. I should have made it better, but I didn't know that, did I, at the time? So you know, I was just expecting the usual 60 to 100 views, and that's it. But yeah, so I'm very, very happy that my All Seasons has got to over 500 views, but it's not due to the quality of the video. It's purely because it's gone into the recommended section. One thing I am very, very happy about is the playlist for the All Seasons, which I think is up to about 40,000 views now, something like that, which, as I say, for my small micro channel is really good. And it also means that people aren't just watching like the new ones on a Sunday. They're going back through the playlist as well and watching those. So I'm very, very happy that the All Seasons, and if everything else disappears from my channel at some point in the future, I will always try and keep the All Seasons on the channel, because it's obviously a series that lots of people enjoy, possibly for the fact that I've gone through, you know, lots of channels from the start. So that's possibly why, you know, that people enjoy it so much. and I will hopefully continue to make sure it's on the channel. I say everything else might get deleted off at some point in the future, in I don't know, 5 years or whatever, but I'll try and ensure the all season stays for future generations to watch, because they're going to see F104 when I started the series back in 2017, wasn't it? They're going to see F104 and go, oh my god, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Yes, because I mean there's very few F104 videos on YouTube, as to be said, very few, and I've got a whole series on it, so great to see, great to see. And thank you to all you lovely people. And if you watch the video on Sunday, then be proud that you are one of the elite 504 views or whatever it is. I don't know. It's going up constantly. You might even make 1,000 views by Sunday. I don't know, and that'll make me very happy indeed. Because I'm not, however. I don't moan if I get less than 150,000 views a video, like he does. Yes. I see you, however, on Twitter. I see you. With your little fake laugh. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Hang on. Sorry I haven't been doing my regular videos on my team, but I was trying to give F1 Manager some love. Go back on his channel and have a look at his F1 Manager videos. The views have dropped like a stone. That's why he's gone back to the other one. Yeah, dropped like a stone. It's like, I don't know, he's got about 400,000 for the first video, which is understandable because everyone wanted to know about the game and he was one of the first to get it. That's fine. The next video drops by half. Next video drops by another third. And then just keep going. It's like the sad decline of Dave in real life on the other channel. Yes, F1 Manager. Oh my god. Now, this is exactly what I said. F1 Manager. Absolutely great to play for yourself, but boring to watch, which is, it's understandable, isn't it? Why would you want to watch someone else doing it when you'd rather do it yourself? And I think I said it last week. In light is my team, and to a certain extent in my all seasons as well. There's lots of things you can cough artificially add drama to and excitement, but you can't do that in F1 Manager. There's no way you can edit certain bits out, and you just can't do it. No. And of course, however, can't get into the code and alter any of it either, I don't think, because it's obviously not a Codemasters game. It's completely different. So he's got to run the game exactly as it runs for everyone else. So yeah, great game, I'm sure it is, but not very exciting to watch on YouTube. And yeah, the views have dropped like a stone. I keep watching them because I'm a little bit of a sadist. I do like things like that. But yeah, go to his channel now. Go to his channel, just have a look, just at the F1 Manager, and you'll see how far it's declined. And then exactly a day after he put the tweet out saying, "Oh, hee, don't worry, I've just been doing this one of him," but he then puts out on my team. He's outrageous. He really is. I love him. I really do. I love him. Anyway, let's move on. Hi Scott, welcome to the stream. Yes, very well, thank you, sir. Helium Trophy says sprint races are pathetic. Yes, totally agree with you. Sky Sports have some lock on that. Yeah, I bet they do. Bring back 2 1-hour qualifying sessions. I quite agree. Unfortunately, the reason they got rid of the hour qualifying was purely for TV, wasn't it? Because no one was going out for like 38 minutes of the qualifying, and they all left it to the last 20 minutes. So they got rid of it, but that was purely for TV because they didn't want to have it on live and for people to be sitting around for 40 minutes with no cars on the track. Obviously, there was exceptions. I always remember that I think Minardi always went out right at the start of the session for the absolute complete TV coverage that they were going to get, which is ballsy for Minardi and great for them as well because, they got all the TV coverage, but all the other teams couldn't be bothered. So they'd stay in there for 38 minutes, then go out the last 20. So that's basically why they got rid of the hour qualifying. But I think that should be... Also, talking about qualifying, I've spoken about this before, but now the tyre ruling has now gone from F1, where you don't have to start on a certain tyre. What is the point now of the 3-session qualifying? I don't get it. It's not necessary. what they should do is go back to the hour qualifying and do the 3 sessions all in one go in the hour. Now, stay with me. Here's the thing. The engineers, they carry around, it's like an upside down fire extinguisher, if you've seen that, with fuel on board, and it's got like the required amount of fuel that you need for qualifying. I think it's got 4 laps of fuel on it. So that obviously only takes like a minute to quickly put that into the tank. So they could easily go out for 20 minutes, and then the bottom, like, you know, from 17 onwards are eliminated, come in quick and refuel the cars, which, as I say, takes no time at all now with those little fire extinguisher things. So you've got 4 laps of fuel on the car, and then go out and do the second session, and then the next set gets eliminated, and then you've got the shootout for the final, I don't know, what is it, 10, 15 minutes, 12 minutes, do the final shootout, but have it all in one session with no gaps whatsoever, because it's not necessary anymore. But also, I just don't think the 3 sessions are necessary anymore. We should just go back to 1 session again. But if they want to make it exciting, like, you know, obviously they do, then yeah, have all the 3 sessions, but have it all in one go. But, you know, don't put breaks into it, just keep going. They'll still put their advert breaks in, because there'll be times when cars aren't really on the track, or, you know, they can edit it down and add bits in when the adverts come back. It's not a problem, you know, they're professionals, they know what they're doing. But yeah, why on earth have we now got 3 qualifying sessions? Because the whole point of that qualifying session was to sort out your tyres for the race, wasn't it? The session 2 session was determining what tyres you run for the race. So I don't get it. There's no reason now to have 3 sessions. No reason whatsoever. I'd much rather either have the same thing as what we got now, but all in 1 session. I mean, that would add excitement as well, because, you know, there could be a problem. They might run out of time trying to get the cars out for the last 20 minutes, because, you know, don't give them breaks. Just carry the session on. You know, you've got the full hour, and then you break it into 20-minute chunks. And if you haven't qualified in the fastest time within that 20 minutes, you're out, and that's it. And I say, don't give them any sort of, don't give them 20 minutes and then have a 5-minute break. Just go straight into it. So that could bring in some really good sort of strategy decisions as well. You know, they could, you know, so one of the engineers could forget to put that 4 laps of fuel into the car, and it'd be, oh no, we forgot, that's it, we're out. Anything like that could add a little bit of drama. But yeah, so I've no idea why they don't adopt something like that, or at least just go back to the 1 hour qualifying, because the 3 sessions now are just totally irrelevant. I wonder how his back was after the crash. Yes, I wonder how his back was after the crash. Matthew D'Souza says Perez is now second in the championship, ahead of Leclerc. Could be Red Bull's first time finishing first and second in the championship, as Webber never finished in the top 2 in the championship. Wowzers. Nice one. Lionel Plenty says Sky F1 had a highlights programme for the 2021 race at Spa, as if there was any highlights to begin with. I know, unbelievable. Well, I say it was 3 laps, I'm sure it was, wasn't it? Only 3 laps on the safety car. They tried God knows how many times to get the race started, but they should have just given up from the start. You know, everyone could see it was going to rain that hard. You know, when it rains that hard at Spa, because don't forget, of course, you've got all those trees. I've spoken about this before. When you've got a lot of trees on the circuit, it makes the rain even worse, because the trees absorb the rain, and it makes it so much worse. So yeah, with the spray and everything, you were never going to run that race. They should just abandon it. But there's the FIA for you. They'd rather try and do the race than refund everyone's tickets. That's what they'd rather do. I'm pretty sure they're hoping that 3 laps was going to be enough not to refund anyone's tickets, but I do hear that a lot of people did get their money back on that. So fail FIA, fail. Ridiculous. You can't. That is not a Grand Prix, 3 laps. I'm sorry, that is not a Grand Prix. No way is that a Grand Prix. Excuse me, my nose is running for some unknown reason. Matthew says, can't see any difficulty level on F1 Manager. Yeah, I was expecting that was the case, Matt. As I say, yeah, it's just, you just run it as it is. It's a lot like, I say the GTA games, there's no difficulty level on those, is there, that you can adjust. You just got the missions where some are okay, some are a little bit more difficult, and some are bloody near impossible. Yes, very difficult indeed. I'm currently going through, what am I going through? GTA Vice City Stories. There you go, the old PSP one. And I'm doing the Phil Collins missions at the moment, yeah. And if you played that game, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you won't. And some of those are bloody difficult. But I've nearly finished it, so I'm doing well. But as I say, there's no difficulty level for Grand Theft Auto. And I was expecting that was going to be the same with F1 Manager. As I say, the difficulty level is basically what team you pick. If you pick Williams, you're not going to do as well as if you pick Ferrari, are you? Basically not. Planel Plessy says, 506 views on the last all seasons. Wowzers, 506. Yeah, it's going up all the time. It's going to tail off now because if anyone knows, the recommended section at the right of the YouTube videos that you watch, it only stays on there for about 2 or 3 days and then it disappears. So yeah, you're going to get this huge burst of views and then it will disappear. So the views are going to go down. But I'm very happy to get 506 views for an all seasons. In fact, that's possibly for an all seasons that's only come out on Sunday. That's possibly a world record. Yeah, obviously all the other videos are going to have, so especially the older ones are probably going to have more of that by now. But that's due to time and the fact that after 5 years, obviously more views are going to get accumulated. That applies to everything. But for one that actually just came out on Sunday, it's only Thursday now. Very happy. That video has more views, 506, than the episode number 362. Yes, you're quite right. And that also means, of course, don't forget that we are getting very close now to the episode 365. 365. You know what that means, don't you? Yeah, that's right. One for every day of the year. Now, if anyone wants to take up that challenge, then feel free. But as soon as I reach 365, if you want to, and I know there's some mad people out there that do, in fact, I get quite a few comments of people still watching the all seasons, going through the episodes now and commenting on the episodes. So it's great to see. But if you want to, then when we get to 365, why not watch one a day? And then you've got a year there of quality entertainment of about 20 minutes long. There you go. It's just a fault. No? Okay. But yeah, 365 episodes of the all seasons. Will we get to 500? I think we will. Yeah, I think we'll get to 500. Will we get to 1,000? Bloody well hope not. Bloody well hope not. No, we should be finished well before 1,000, but we will reach 500. It would be great, actually, if the last episode was the 500th, but to actually logistically get that to work would be a nightmare. And I don't think I'd ever be able to get that to work. But yeah, if the 500 was the last one, that would be great. Matthew says, if you retired from YouTube and had to choose an ERL member disregarding me to continue your channel and its legacy, who would you choose? Well, that actually is quite an easy answer, Matt. And as you've discounted yourself, there is one other person. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking I'm going to choose Josh to take over, but as anyone knows, Josh prefers to do like commenting on videos on like the races and stuff like that. He's really not into doing game videos. He's done series on his channel, obviously. He's done career mode series, but career mode is not something that I know that he enjoys. And I know his last series, I remember something went wrong with that, and I think he lost the save or whatever and start again. And he said, "This is just a nightmare and isn't for me." And yeah, it is a nightmare. Career modes are a nightmare. They're fine all the time they work, but as soon as the save breaks, you're absolutely buggered. I've been very lucky so far with the saves. The only problem I had was the 2016 save, which did break halfway through season 2, and I had to start it all again, which was not funny at all. Yes, I just did 5-lap races. I did a whole season in about 3 nights, and I managed to catch up to where I was, and nobody noticed. Nobody noticed, which was great. But all the points were different, unfortunately. But you know, I didn't say anything because you know it's just one of the problems you have to sort out behind the scenes. But yeah, so I've been pretty okay with that. But I know Josh's save broke, and Josh has a lot of problems with the F1 games in general, a lot of problems. So I couldn't pick Josh because I think to pick Josh that'd be more like torture, to be honest, for him to take over the channel if I did. I think that would be torture. So the person I'm going to pick to replace me, obviously he won't do it because of making the videos. But if he wanted to come on the channel and like sort of comment and stuff like that, I would pick that Canadian, Mr. Dominic Orlando, because I need some kind of personality to take over, because I couldn't have someone who was, you know, very boring and spoke in a monotone voice like this all the time. Yes, that really wouldn't. So I need someone with energy and enthusiasm. So as I say, my first pick would be Josh, but as I say, I know that would be absolute torture for him to do career modes and stuff like that. So I would pick the Canadian Dominic Orlando to be my worthy successor. And if anything happens to me, I will try and leave details of the channel, like how to get into it, to someone, and so they could, you know, upload whatever. But that'll be a decision later on, hopefully. A lot later on. Matt says, I love the tactical parts of sports games. It's one of my best attributes. I'm rubbish at nearly everything else. I understand, Matt. I understand. I can't get the technical aspects at all. You know, I just drive the car badly most of the time. I did back in the day. Used to be really good at setups, but that was on the old games. These ones, I just go with the standard, you know, setups that you get. Well, you have to in the league anyway, but you know what I mean. But I used to actually sit there and grind out the setups to, you know, try and see if I could shave a few tenths off. But nowadays I can't be bothered. But yeah, that used to be what I used to do. Final Places says they need to bring back single lap qualifying. One mistake, it's going. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I'm doing that on F104 at the moment. Yes, I am back on the beast F104. Trying again to complete it like I've done on YouTube, and I've never been able to do it again, and I'm still doing very badly. I've been sacked once already, so I was back to a test driver. I am back driving a car now at Jaguar, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm enjoying the single lap, because as you say, one mistake and it's over. Because it's 2 sessions and you have 1 lap. Warm-up lap, your hot lap, and a cool-down lap. You do that twice, and that is qualifying. Now, if you make a mistake in the first run, the second run's pretty immaterial because you're going to end up last anyway. So, yeah, I think that was a great idea. Lots of people didn't like it, though, unfortunately. David Twat Coulthard was one of them, who in 2003 turned around and said, don't for 1 minute think this is qualifying. It's not. It's just a joke. Well done, David. Loved your work in Spa. In 98. That was inspired. Did you see him on Channel 4 on Sunday? A couple of years ago, they showed his accident at Spa, and he blamed Eddie Irvine. Now, I'm pretty sure Eddie Irvine's had a go at him since then. Maybe he smacked him one, I don't know. On his yacht or whatever, on Coulthard's yacht. I don't know whether he smacked him one. But I think he must have had words, because on Sunday, they showed it again, and he actually took responsibility for the crash. And actually said that he did it once, blame Eddie Irvine. I remember that. It was only a few years ago he did that. He said, yeah, it was Eddie Irvine's fault, not mine. There's Mr. David Twat Coulthard to you. Blamed everyone but himself. One of the greatest drivers of Formula 1 ever seen. I especially liked his crash on the formation lap, which, as far as I can remember, has never been repeated again, and possibly wasn't actually ever happened before that either. So, well done for David Coulthard for his Yeah, you heard me, everyone. Crashed on the formation lap. You know that lap you do before the race starts where you're just warming up your tyres and you're going really slowly. You're not going at race speed. So, you know, you're doing all right. Sometimes, though, you might bin it. You might bin it if you're warming up the tyres too much and you might spin out. But usually the drivers, they know what they're doing. But no, David Coulthard crashed out in the formation lap. Yeah. I do believe it was a race in 95. I can't remember, though. And I do believe he was in the lead when he did it. Yeah. Well done, David. Well done indeed. I still don't know if the Spa 2021 got refunds. No, I don't. I thought I heard that they did, but whether they did or not, I don't know. I shall try that challenge, but it depends. The one video a day. I understand. Well done to you if you're going to do it. Well done. You've got a few weeks yet before the 360. What are we on now? 362? 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 4 weeks yet. Another month yet before the last episode. Or the 365 episode. And then you can... only if you want to. Only if you want to. You know? It's not obligatory. But yeah, if anyone wants to, you've got one video a day. It could be quite interesting actually if you do that and go to the last video and then you can see how many more videos I've added to that since. Technically it should be 52, shouldn't it? Well, a week. So it should be another 52. If you didn't watch the ones on Sunday, once you got after 1 year and you get to the end, you've got another 52 videos to watch afterwards. Crazy. If I'm away, I doubt I'll have time to watch. Yeah, I understand. Ford Mondeo. Hello, Mr. Ford Mondeo. I'll tell you what, I never got a Ford Mondeo. I only got as far as a Ford Sierra, but I always wanted a Mondeo. Can someone get a counter of all the sex jokes in the All Seasons? Yeah, we need a counter of all the sex jokes in the All Seasons because there's been quite a few. Quite a few, I must admit. Ford Mondeo. What a name. What a name. I wonder who that is. It's probably one of my fan club members. Yeah. Helium Trophy says, Alf has just released another F1 manager around the same time this stream came out. Has he really? Wowzers. Well, he's competing with me. Yeah, we're rivals now. Absolute rivals. Yeah. He's just... He won't have it. He won't have it. He won't have it that I'm better than him, so he's got to keep releasing videos just to prove the point. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I wonder how many views that one will get. Probably another half again. I noticed he sort of didn't do the clickbaity titles for about the first 4 videos, and then as the views dropped down, they got more and more clickbaity. Oh! Greatest race ever! Oh! Safety car! That's his go-to clickbait. That is, isn't it? Safety car! 4 DNFs, 17 DNFs. Always the Baku circuit. He comes out with the 17 DNFs. That's because the game breaks every time at Baku. That's why. It's nothing to do with the actual fact that you actually got 17 DNFs. The game always breaks at Baku because they can't maze the pit lane and they all smash into it, and that's it. But yeah, he has to do it every single time. 17 DNFs. Oh, excitement inbound. That's what I'm going to put on my next video. Excitement inbound. F104 is definitely the hardest F1 game. Yes, it definitely is. Because, unfortunately, the difficulty level is set on shit. Yes. Shit. Because 5 minutes into playing the game, that's all you ever keep saying. Shit. Because it is rock hard, F104. The difficulty level is set on maximum. I know that for a fact because of the hardness. There's no pit stops in the game, which is a bit bizarre. It's locked off at 25% races, so you can't select anything smaller than that, which would have been fine. But at 25%, you should have had pit stops. But there was a lot of problems with Studio Liverpool games with pit stops anyway. I mean, F1 2001, which was the first PS2 game from Studio Liverpool, they'd only pit on 100% races. They wouldn't pit at 50%. They wouldn't pit at 25%. No, only on 100% races. And they only ever pitted right in the middle of the Grand Prix. Yes, always slap bang middle lap of the Grand Prix. That's when they pitted, which was not how it was running in real life at all. So that was weird. Then F1 2002 came along, and they did pit twice at sort of lap 17 and lap 38 or whatever. So that was pretty good. But still, only on 100% races. 50% races, still didn't pit. No one pitted. Then 2003 came along, and because, of course, with the new regulations, basically all the cars in real life were pitting 3 times. But Studio Liverpool, because obviously they built the game possibly with only a 2-stop strategy, they thought, oh dear, how are we going to get past this? Because everyone's going to moan because there's not 3 pit stops in this game. So they basically cheated. Yeah. They'd have most of the cars stop on lap 5. Lap 5 to make you think that was the first of 3 stops. Yeah, but it wasn't. No. Because after lap 5, they wouldn't pit again till about lap 45. And that was just a 2-stopper. Yeah. But it's done deliberately to confuse you to think that they were stopping 3 times, but they didn't. So that was 2003. And once again, only stopped on 100% races. 50% no pit stops. It wasn't until 2004 came along that you could actually get a 1-stop strategy on a 50% race. And that was the first time you got a 1-stop. So it's bizarre to me that you don't get any stops in the career mode whatsoever. Nothing at all. And so, yeah, always a strange game, but great to play. And the fact that you end up pretty much at the back on each race because the qualifying is so hard, and you basically have to bludgeon your way through the field. There's no 2 ways about it. You have to just risk it and hope you don't get any damage. You just got to bludgeon your way through it and get up as high as many places as you can, because once you get into that position, wherever you end up in, after about the first half of the first lap, that's going to be it for the rest of the race. Apart from people who actually don't finish the race, which does tend to be quite a high amount of people. You get about 4 or 5 cars that don't finish. Apart from that, the position you get in after about the first half of a lap is where you're going to stay, because it's so hard you can't gain any positions. There also doesn't seem to be any slipstream in that game. You can get right up behind another car, you can't get past them. No, there's no slipstream. So it's a very bizarre game indeed, but it's still great fun. Still great fun to try and beat it anyway. Helium Trophy says, I remember Alan Jones sniggering at his crash in the pit lane at Adelaide. Yes, that was fun. I did enjoy that myself. Poor old David Coulthard. He's had some stick over the years, hasn't he? Had some stick. But he has made some monumental, that's the word I was looking for. Monumental cock-ups. He really has. But you can't really blame him. I mean, he came into that team basically as a test driver role, and he was pushed straight into the deep end. I mean, it was inevitable that certain mistakes were going to happen because, you know, he wasn't even expected to be in the Williams team. He was only a test driver. And then, of course, Senna died and straight... Excuse me. It's all right. I'm not sick. I was cleaning my wok earlier and there was lots of smoke in my kitchen and it's gone up my nose. Yeah, gone up my nose. All the smoke from the kitchen, from the wok. Anyway, we will persevere. David Coulthard spun on the formation lap. Yes, he did, Mr. Blydell Plessy. It was the Italian Grand Prix. That's right. I seem to remember. Yeah, with the long straights. It was the Italian Grand Prix. Yes. Blydell Plessy says Italian Grand Prix. He was great. Old David Twat Coulthard. That's why I call him David Twat Coulthard, because, yeah. There you go. Anyway, I have been waffling. Oh my God. It's been another hour again of me waffling on about basically nothing. Basically nothing. So I just sit here all night and talk about the old TV shows that Sky used to show on Sky One. And yeah, no, better not. Otherwise I'll be here all night. Yes, be here all night. Down with streaming TV. Get rid of it. Well, I think with the looming financial crisis that a lot of people are going to have to deal with in the next few months, I think streaming TV is going to go down. And that's great. Down with streaming TV. Everyone go back to DVDs and Blu-rays. That's what I say. DVDs and Blu-rays. That's our future, everyone. Don't worry about the streaming. No. You get halfway through your favourite series and then they lose the licence on it and you can't continue anymore anyway. Get it on DVD. Then you know you've got it. It's safe. It's secure. It's yours. It's yours for as many times as you want to watch it. Yes, DVDs and Blu-rays. I do not subscribe to any of this streaming stuff whatsoever. I've got Disney and Netflix that I cough borrow off of someone else's account, but I do not subscribe myself because I like to physically have something in my hand. That sounds rude, but yes, that's the truth. I like to physically have a DVD or a Blu-ray, and I know that at any time, day or night, I can put it into my machine and play it, and you can't get that with streaming. And a lot of the old stuff as well. You don't see any old stuff on streaming platforms. Very rarely do you see old stuff on streaming platforms, and some of that old stuff is bloody good. I like the old science fiction movies, the old ones from like the black and white ones from the 50s and the 60s. Some of them were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You don't see any of that on streaming services, but get it on DVD. Get it on DVD, and then you've got it. Well, obviously not for life because I've got not a huge DVD collection. I would say a modest collection. Yeah, modest. It's not huge. But over time, the DVDs do break down, unfortunately. But, you know, I just get them again. Yeah, you can DVDs are dirt cheap nowadays. Absolutely dirt cheap. Even brand new, they are dirt cheap. You're talking a couple of pounds for a DVD. Couple of pounds. That's all it is. Couple of pounds. Maybe 4 or 5 for a Blu-ray. If it's a film that's been out a long time, it's not a lot. And as I say, get it, and you've got it for as many times as you want to watch it. Yes. It's just so sad that physical media is going, because we're going to move into an age of everything's going to be digital, and we're not going to own anything. Nothing's going to be ours. Nothing at all. It's going to be stupid. Absolutely stupid. Get it on disc. Get it. It's yours. It's yours. I mean, let's forget about Blu-ray, because Blu-ray, although it's a very good format, and I do like Blu-ray, it never took off as much as DVD. Look at DVD, okay? Every single laptop and computer from 20 years ago shipped with a DVD drive. Every single one. Now, unfortunately, these days, they're not even shipping with drives anymore, but it's the fact that they used to. So, we're going to have DVD players for possibly the next, well, I hope so anyway, the next 100 years. I'd love there to still be DVD players in 100 years' time. That would be great. They still sell DVD players in Argos. You can still buy a DVD player in Argos. And I'm pretty sure, and they've got quite a few models as well, about 6 or 7, which is very surprising to me. So I'm hoping. I don't really care if Blu-ray goes. If Blu-ray goes, it goes. I'm not really bothered about that. But DVD, I'm hoping DVD will still be around for 100 years. There's nothing wrong with DVD. Yeah, it's not HD. It's not HD. But it's watchable. It's watchable. Especially some of the old films, you don't need them in HD. Like the black and whites. Why do you need black and white in HD? You don't. It's fine. Absolutely fine. So yeah, DVD I hope will stay around for another 100 years. At least. Because we don't need all this bloody digital ownership. As I say, if these companies go bust, you've lost everything. You're never going to get it back. Never going to get it back. It's ridiculous. It really is. Get it on disc. It's safe. It's yours. You can do what you like with it. You can cuddle it every night if you want to. Cuddle it if you want to. Yes, but at least you know you've got it. Streaming services, nah. I mean, they're all right, streaming services. Nothing wrong with them. I'm watching stuff off there every day. But I would never, let's look at it this way. Right. The X-Files, I do believe is on Disney. I've got the X-Files on DVD. I would never sell my X-Files on DVD just to watch it on Disney. even though I do believe on Disney it's in high def and mine are only DVDs, I still wouldn't get rid of my collection of the X-Files because that's going to get removed off Disney at some point. It's already moved around all the channels, I do believe. I think it used to be on Netflix, didn't it? Or something like that. Anyway, so it's gone around the streaming services and it's going to disappear at some point from Disney. Once something gets a little bit less popular, it will be gone. And so, there you go. So I wouldn't do that. So yeah, get it on DVD. And just to finish my thoughts, if anyone from F1 Manager is watching, because I know they're probably watching Hookster Talks with great shock and awe right now, please, could you send me a free copy? Because I have a great idea for an F1 Manager series. No, seriously. It will be 100% comedy, that's all I can say, but it will be a great idea. So please send me a free copy and I'll get started on it. Yeah, and I'm going to stream it live because I don't need to make it into a video because I'll be able to do everything that I need to do live. So yeah, please, F1 Manager, please, I beg you, please send me a free copy. Thank you. PS4, don't forget, I haven't got a PS5, no, can't get hold of them, and they're too expensive anyway. So yeah, PS4 please. I mean, that's cheaper than the PS5 version, so you know, it's not going to cost you much, is it? So please, send me a copy, Anyway, that's enough begging. Planet Places says, we've been through that story before. Sky taking shows off people. Yes, we have. Yes, you're quite right. So we won't do that again. That reminds me, 1 year today since Sky One became Sky Gone. What a shame. Sky Max, what a piece of crap that is. Well, it was bad to be anyway, because they've lost half the shows off it, haven't they? I mean, the Arrowverse is pretty much gone now, isn't it? Last series of The Flash, and that's going to be it, isn't it, for that? So what's there going to be on Sky Max but repeats of Hawaii 5-0 and the Arrowverse? They'll start repeating all that again, won't they, soon? And that's going to be it. Absolute travesty. One of the best channels on television, Sky One, reduced to nothing now. There won't be anything. I've seen some of the new some of the new shows on Sky Max, and absolute rubbish. So that channel is very sad that it's come to, and that's because of streaming. That's because of streaming services. Completely killed it. Helium Trophy says £10 for Space 19. Space 1999. Yes. I loved it when Koenig used to spin round in his chair and fire his laser. That was season 2, of course, with the beautiful music of Derek Wadsworth. Yes. Everyone hated it though, didn't they? Yes, because they preferred the season 1 music. Yes. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yow 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 yow. See, you don't get entertainment like this on the other channel. He wouldn't even know what Space 1999 was. Oh, I'm out of breath now. Space 1999. That was one of my favourite. I'm going to go into a Space 1999 fan. I can see it brewing. One of my favourite shows of all time was Space 1999. Yes. When I was a wee nipper, I had the Space 1999 sticker book, where you had this big book of a lunar landscape, and you get these little stickers like of the Eagles and stuff like that, and every week you'd get 2 new stickers and you'd stick them onto this big panoramic sort of landscape on the oh my god, that was my childhood. That must have been about 1975. It was after the series had finished, I know, because they would put all the merchandising, like most series, the merch comes out afterwards, whereas now it comes out while it's going. But yeah, it used to come out afterwards, and so I'd been about 1975. I must have been about 6, 7. Oh my god, I was obsessed. obviously I didn't understand Space 1999 when I was 7 whatsoever. I didn't understand what was going on, but I was just mesmerised by the Eagles. The Eagles, that was it for me. The Eagles, yes. The best thing was they only had about, 38 in total, and every week they lost one, and there was 48 episodes in total, so they shouldn't have had any left by the end, surely. But they explained that in season 2 when they actually showed a picture of the workshop, so they could actually make new Eagles. Yes, well done for pointing that out to us, because I was confused. I had nightmares sometimes thinking, what if they run out of Eagles? Oh God, that's very sad. But yeah, Space 1999 was, oh my God, that was the go-to show in the 70s. I mean, science fiction in the 70s was pretty rubbish. The 60s wasn't too bad. You had Star Trek, the original series. I love Star Trek, the original series. Thought it was brilliant. But then, and then you had all the other sort of series from the 60s as well. You had the Irwin Allen with Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea and Lost in Space, which started in black and white and then went to colour. All those sort of series where you had the Monster of the Week in the 60s. They were great. Loved them all. But then the 70s came along and something happened. I don't know what it was to science fiction, but something happened in the early 70s. Science fiction just went down the toilet. I mean, you started to get a lot of kids shows coming up with science. You had Star Trek, the animated series in 1974, if anyone remembers that. Yes, with all the original voices, apart from Chekhov. Yes, he said, no, fuck you, I'm not coming on this crappy show with cartoons on it. Although he did write one of the episodes. Yes, so he did contribute. But I'm a bloody encyclopedia, aren't I? A bloody encyclopedia. All this stuff stuck in my head. It's unbelievable. But yeah, so you had that. But the rest of the 70s was very, very strange for science fiction. You had Logan's Run, don't forget. Logan's Run. That was a very strange film. And a very strange follow-up series as well. Very strange. Didn't last very long. I think it was 12 episodes before they cancelled it. Because it wasn't very good. No. But yeah, so the 70s was very, very strange for science fiction. And then, of course, we had 1979, which was the year of science fiction explosion. Yes, I don't know what happened, but science fiction just exploded in 1979. We had Star Trek, the motion picture. Absolute classic. We had Aliens, don't forget. Alien, I should say. Alien, 1979. Absolute classic. And if you go and look at the science fiction films for 1979, it was ridiculous. There was loads of I can't even think of them offhand. The Black Hole. Who remembers The Black Hole? The Disney film. Yes. With Ernest Borgnine. That was one of my absolute favourites of all time, was The Black Hole. I loved that movie. Absolutely loved it. That was 79. But so many came out in 79. It was ridiculous. And of course you had James Bond in space. Moonraker. Yes, that was 79 as well. But I say, I can't even list all of them, but you have a look on Google. There was tons of them. So I don't know what happened in 79. It was just crazy for science fiction. And for me, as a science fiction nutter, I was ecstatic, absolutely ecstatic. I was like, yes. Crazy times. Crazy times. I think Space 99 is still on TV on a channel called Legend, which used to be horror. Yes, it is on Legend. I actually recorded it. I've got it on my box. It's just finished a couple of weeks ago. It was on, but it'll be back again. It's always on the old horror channel, which is now Legend. Yeah, we're back. So yeah, Space 99's on there. In fact, a lot of them are on there. UFO's currently running at the moment, and Battlestar Galactica, the original Battlestar Galactica, that's currently on. The horror extra channel as well. Yes, I love Battlestar. Dude, was that 79 as well? I'm sure that was 79 as well. Yeah. Obviously not the movie, it was the TV series. But that again, that did so well that they actually put that in cinemas. That first 2-part episode of Battlestar Galactica, that actually went into cinemas because they thought it was so good that they put it in the cinema. But for the cinema release, they actually edited it and put some extra scenes in, which was great to see. But yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't anything like. It wasn't anything, as good as films that had gone before, like Star Wars in '77. But the studio thought it was good, so yeah, they released it in cinemas. But yeah, just so much came out in '79, it was unbelievable. Still miss Virgin 1, had all the Star Treks apart from the original in one place. Yes, I miss Virgin 1 as well. I thought that was going to be the start of some real rivalry between that and Sky, but sadly it wasn't to be. And then, of course, we had the debacle when Virgin lost the Sky channels, and we had no Sky channels for about a year, I think it was, wasn't it? Due to payment issues. And they were just about to start the new series of Battlestar Galactica, Season 3, on Sky 1. And unfortunately, couldn't get Sky 1 on Virgin anymore for a year. So I missed out on that third season. I had to wait years before they repeated it on Sky 1 late at night, and I got a chance to record it. So that was very unfortunate. Jensen Button's apparently making a documentary about the 2009 F1 season on Disney+. Yeah, I've heard about that. That should be quite interesting. The Resurgence of a Dream, which was basically a crap car from 2008, turned into an absolutely winning car in 2009. That's never going to happen again. They have Sky Max, but where is Sky Lewis? Yeah, where is Sky Lewis? That's what we need. That's what we need, everyone. Sky Lewis. Bloody hell. Then there was UFO, which had the greatest line ever. I don't like it. This cloud cover's about as thin as a G-string on a belly dancer. Oh, I love the G-strings in UFO. That was great. I love the submarine episodes because they all had those string clothes on, didn't they? Yes, and the females as well. And I one of my favourites was Lieutenant Ellis in space. Gabrielle Drake, who went on to be in Crossroads. Crossroads, yes. If anyone remembers Crossroads, that stupid what was it? Soap. Yes, it can only be described as a soap opera. Gabrielle Drake. She was a one in UFO, I must admit. Yes. I was very enjoyed the episodes that she was in. Yes, very much. Just see on Sky, it's already a Christmas music channel. It's already the first one. Yeah. Bloody hell. Gets earlier every year, doesn't it? Hello to I'm going to get this right. Consuelo Valdez. He says XD. Thank you, sir. Your thoughts on the Pierre Gasly rumours to Alpine. Hello, Mr. JW97. Shall we go back to F1? Why not? My thoughts on Pierre Gasly rumours to... It's all going a bit messy, isn't it, with these contracts? I think they need to sort it out. It's going to be sorted out at the contracts recognition board as they keep boringly announced to everyone. So that's going to be... Gasly to Alpine. Could be a good move. AlphaTauri not doing very well at all. I can't see that changing next year, to be honest. They need a little bit of a kick up the bum, I think, to get them back. Because they were doing really well last few years, weren't they, AlphaTauri? But they've certainly dropped the ball this year. So, yeah, it could be a good move for Pierre Gasly to sort of get out of that team. Because Pierre is a very good driver, as we know. Very good. But he hasn't got had the opportunity yet to get into a decent car. And we want to see how he can do. Now, Fernando Alonso's done very well in that Alpine. So if that continues in the next year, could be good for Gasly. Could be good because, of course, Alonso's off to Aston Martin, which will be as that old Thunderbirds episode used to say, glare disaster. Glare disaster. He's not going to do well there at all. Probably do a year, then he'll probably quit, I should think. Maybe do, I know he signed for multi-year, but there's no such thing as a multi-year deal anymore because you can get out of your contract at any time. We've seen it time and time again. So don't listen to the, I've signed a multi-year deal. He's 41. Okay, he's going to be, if it's a multi-year deal, be 45. He's not going to stay there at Aston Martin for 3 years. Especially if they continue at the back. He's not going to do it. He's hoping to push them forward, but I don't think it's going to happen. So yeah, probably 1 year for Fernando and then he'll be gone. Possibly, I don't know. We will see. We will see. Anyway, I've been waffling on for 1 hour and 19 minutes. Bloody hell. 1 hour and 19 minutes. So it's time to see if anyone is about before I stop the stream. Ba, ba, ba. Put TB over there. Oh, if anyone hasn't seen TB because you haven't joined the stream yet, here he is. Yes, everyone's favourite bear. Yes, TB. TB, look at him, look. He's got his happy face on there. You see that? Look, happy face. Look. Sad face. Happy face. Sad face. Happy face. Right. Enough of this frivolity. Let's go see. I'm going to get rid of myself. Everyone goes, yes! Finally! Finally! Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Let me see. If there's anyone about, la 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 la. Excuse me, I just got to get rid of some people. Not intentionally, it's just that I'm only allowed 8 on Facebook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I can't do that one. He's not on Facebook. Do 7 then. There we go. Is anybody going to answer? Probably not. Probably not. If not, we'll have an early night. I say that every week. But someone always answers. Well, apart from the other week, they didn't, did they? Bastards. Bastards. Now, am I going to get my headphones ready or am I not? We will find out. I've got my headphones ready, but I only need that for anyone who answers. If no one does, I won't bother. So what's the Grand Prix this week? It's the Dutch Grand Prix, isn't it? Yeah, we got a triple header, haven't we, this week? Dutch Grand Prix, and there's another one. I can't remember which one that is. So yeah, triple header. That's going to be 75 points for Max at the end of these 3 races. Can't see it going any other way, to be honest. Oh, look at this. We may have another no one answering Hookster Talks. Look at this. Look at this. Wowzers. What a load of cockwombles. Don't I know who I am? Don't I know who I am? You know, one of these days, Arava's going to answer. Yeah, he's going to answer one of these days and come on here. I sent him that email. I didn't get a reply, so I don't know what's going on with him. Just come on the show, Arava. What, you know, a lot of people are going to say you're just scared if you're not going to come on. I'll be nice. I mean, I'm being nice now. I know I take the piss out of you, but I never take the piss out of you personally, do I? No, I don't personally attack you. I personally attack your channel, the things you have on your channel, the way you fake laugh, but that's not a personal attack on you. I would never do a personal attack on anyone. No, it's just banter, mate. That's all it is, banter. That's all it is. Nothing bad, serious. So why not come on the channel and we can discuss lots of things, and then you can have a go back at me. I'd love to see that. I really would. Put me in my place. Love to see that. I expect you lot would as well, wouldn't you? But he won't answer my emails. Unbelievable. Read it 3 times but never answered. So disappointed. Shall I send him another one? I think I might send him another one. Just to keep him on my radar, or keep my radar on him. Some one of those things anyway. Well, I think we're going to be out of luck here. I've no idea why I started singing that. I just did. Wow. There is no one. There is no one about tonight. I'm going to put my headphones down. This is how unconfident I am that we're going to get through to anyone. I'm going to put my headphones down because I think that is going to be it. I don't think anyone's going to answer. Now I did get a complaint the other week saying why did I hang up? So I'm going to leave it going a little bit longer. But how long do you leave it for? You know, before anyone doesn't answer. Can't leave it forever, can you? Can't sit there ringing all the time if no one's going to pick up. Come on, you buzz. That's it. You see, it's because my All Seasons has got 506 views. They think, oh, I can't be bothered with him no more because he's gone all celebrity now, so I can't be bothered being on there. I like Dave last week when he only got 20 views per video. He was a real man of the people, but now he's got 506 views for his... No, too celebrity now. Too much like However, I can't be bothered with him. So that's what they've done. See, no one's answering because that's what's happened. Unbelievable. Tell you. Unbelievable. Well, I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's it. Oh! No. I saw a flicker on my screen. But it's a no. And it's a good night from him, and it's a good night from me, as they used to say on Malcolm and Wise. Oh, we've got a message now saying, waiting for others to join. That's weird. Not seen that before. Maybe that's what you get when you've been ringing for so long. Oh, actually, it's cut off. I can't hear it. Can you hear it ringing? Let me put my headphones on. Yeah, it's not ringing. I've not seen that before. That must come out after you've been ringing for a very, very long time. Waiting for others to join. Well, there you go. Italy! It's Italy after, or is it Italy next race? I can't remember. Whatever it is. We've got some races. They're coming up for the next 2 weeks. I know that anyway. The Tifosi will be after blood in that race. Yes, they will. And let's hope they get it. And let's hope they don't go on hard tyres again for no bloody reason. There's no way you need to go on hard tyres at Italy. No way. The tyre wear is very decent at Italy. Just stick on those softs and mediums and you'll be fine. You don't need hard tyres. You really don't. I think I better stop this now because I don't think anyone's going to come in. We'll call it a day. There you go. Well, that's it. They're all sacked. Everyone's sacked. Well, they would be sacked if I actually paid them anything, but I don't. So I suppose I have to let them off. So there you go. For the second time in the history of Hookster Talks, well, in my live shows anyway, this has only happened twice, and this is the second time. Nobody is around at the moment to answer the call. I don't know what's going on in the world at the moment, but obviously they're too busy for Hookster Talks. Or as I say, it's probably because I'm too celebrity now. Nah. Can't be bothered. So I think what I'll do is, it's an hour and a half has gone. I think I'll wrap up the stream and say thank you very much to everyone who has joined me tonight for the Hookster Talks. Thank you very much to JW97 who's in the chat. We've got Plynal Plessy. Thank you, sir, for all your insights. Very, very insightful. I feel like we could have a sort of 4-hour conversation about old TV sometime, possibly over Twitter or something. That would be fun, because I think we'd have a lot of fun with that, because you seem to have as much interest as I do in sort of the old TV of the time. So yeah, we'll have to sort that out one day. So thank you to Plynal Plessy. Thank you also to Helium Trophy, who has reminded me brilliantly about the string vests in UFO, which was one of my favourite things about that series, to be honest. Yes, it certainly wasn't Ed Straker. No, Straker. It was definitely the string vests. Yes, that was what did it for me. Oh, and Gabrielle Drake as well. That was yes. Let's just move on, Dave. Let's just move on. Who else was in the chat? Helium Trophy. Mr. Full Mondeo was in there. I wonder who Full Mondeo is. I'm not quite sure. And Baffy D'Souza was in there as well. And Scott Barnes, of course, was in there. Yes. Just scrolling up the stream once again to see. Anyway, so have a good race on Sunday. Keep your fingers crossed Max doesn't win. And you know why? Because of what I said at the start of the stream about Max Verstappen fatigue. We don't want that to set in. So let's hope that one of the Ferrari guys actually wins the race on Sunday, because that'll be, we know they're not going to win the championship now. That's pretty much over. But at least if someone else wins, that will take the edge a little bit off our Verstappen fatigue, which, as I say, will be starting very, very soon. Anyone remembers Sebastian Vettel, of course, at Red Bull? Everyone moaned like shit. Pretty much after about his second championship 3 and 4, everyone was saying, "Oh, it's just ridiculous now. I can't be bothered to watch anymore because he's just winning everything." As I say, the way we reward success is to have a go. Say, stop it now, because it's great to see, but we also want to see other people win as well. Now, will Lewis Hamilton make a comeback as a Teletubby? Tinky Winky. He is a Tinky Winky, isn't he? I love that little walk-off he did across the gravel, like the walk of shame. I thought that was brilliant, really was. Not even a moped rider was interested in picking him up. It's like, nah, fuck it, walk. Go on, walk. Yeah, it's about 2 miles back to the pits. Yeah, just bloody well walk, mate. Bloody well walk. It's your own fault anyway. Yeah. Bloody sneaking up the inside of Alonso like that. What are you thinking? Unbelievable. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get someone else who's going to win apart from Maxi Boy. I'm banking on Carlos Sainz. Hopefully Carlos Sainz will win the race, and so that'll take a little bit of edge off Maxi. But Maxi's pretty much got this championship done now. I'm going to be very, very disappointed if he does it with about 5 races to go, because I always hate what I call the pointless races, which I just don't see the point of them. The championship's done. It's just like best of the rest, isn't it? And I always lose interest in the races that aren't championship races. I've done that ever since Formula One started. I like it to go all the way down to the wire, to the last few dying seconds. But that is no way going to happen this year. No way is that going to happen. No situation is it going to go down to the wire, unless Maxi Boy DNFs for the next 4 races on the trot and the Ferrari guys do well, which is pretty doubtful. It's pretty doubtful. So it looks like Maxi's got this championship in the bag, which means it's going to be a very unentertaining Netflix series. And no matter what they try to sugarcoat it or artificially try to add drama to it, they're not going to be able to this year. That's going to be it. It's just, some years the dominance, there's nothing you can do about it. So ha ha Netflix, ha ha. Still say they intervened last year anyway, but that's just my conspiracy theory. But yeah, so hopefully we will have a good race. Then we got another one, so it's a triple header, another one the week after, and we will see where the points are with Maxi Boy. Can anything stop Max at the moment? No. He looks 100% in control of that car. The car is doing very well. There's been no mechanical issues the last, 3 races, I think? I mean, they were getting them, but last 3 races, or maybe the last 2 races, it's been pretty decent, that Red Bull. There was that one where he did lose power. Which one was that? I think that was more than a couple of races ago. But yeah, so it looks pretty decent. And of course, the engine, the Honda stroke Red Bull engine, whatever it is, nobody really knows. It's not officially a Honda, but it's not really officially a Red Bull either, because it says, was it Honda Racing on the side? So I'm very confused. It's a works engine, but it's just not worked on by Honda, if that makes any sense. So it's not really a customer engine at all, is it? Very weird situation, but it seems to be doing them very well indeed. So we will hope that it continues. And as for Lewis Hamilton, well, his woes are going to continue. I can't see any way out of this for the rest of the season now. As far as that car goes, it's been up and down all season, and that's not just been the porpoising. Oh, that was a good joke. Well done, Dave. But it has been up and down all season. And I can't see any solution to the problem except even Toto Wolff said that's not going to go to the top of his car collection back at Stuttgart. That car, they're going to stick it in the back of the cave somewhere because it hasn't been a good car, and they need to just build the new one for next year there now and make sure that's going to be a lot better than this one, because it's just been not a total disaster, but it hasn't been up there. It's had too many issues. I still say to this day that the main issue with that Mercedes is those almost non-side pods, although the side pods are still there, they just turn on their side. But the design of it, I think they went too radical. And I'll bet a free copy of F1 Manager that car next year will look very similar to all the other cars on the grid. I think the side pods will be exactly the same as all the other cars on the grid next year. I cannot see they'll go back to that side pod design for next year, because I just think there's something about that which is not ensuring their success, because it's the only car on the grid that hasn't got like the standard design. So there's something that's not quite right. So there's nothing they can do about the car now. The car is endemic until the end of the season. They can't get rid of it. They're not going to come up with a B-spec car there's only 8 rounds left of the season. That's not going to happen. So they're just going to have to roll with it, get the season out of the way, and then move on to the next. It reminds me of the Williams of 1998, the actual Mercedes right now. Yeah, there was nothing they could do with that car. They knew it was a dog when it started, and they just had to ride it out. And then in 99, they did come out with a slightly better car, but not that much better. But Ralf Schumacher did do a lot better in that car in 99 than what happened in 98. He was a complete dog of a car. That just reminds me of that car, the Mercedes at the moment. And hopefully they'll sort it out, come back with a basic design, pretty much the same as everyone else's, and I think they will do a lot better. And I'm pretty sure by next year the porpoising will be a distant memory. I can't see from next year any one of the teams will still be moaning about cars jumping up and down. I can't see that being a thing from next year. They've had a whole year of data to analyse and to perfect, and next year's car, I think, will be pretty much on rails and nailed to the track surface somehow. So I don't think porpoising is going to be even an issue next year. JW97 says they haven't had a mechanical failure since Australia. Wow, that is very good reliability then. Very good reliability indeed. And by the looks of it, it looks like that's going to continue with their Honda hybrid Red Bull, whatever you want to call it, engine. So well done to them. Well done indeed. But in Perez's case, Canada was a slight dip there. But overall, their reliability has been pretty decent. Ferrari's has been not so decent, but then of course you got the team throwing its own spanners in its works as well, so you can't really blame Ferrari that much for reliability when they actually make stupid decisions as well, which doesn't help them. But as I've always said, Ferrari are Ferrari, and they'll always do Ferrari things. And if there's anyone that's going to stop them winning a world championship, it's the team themselves. Not the drivers, the team themselves. They just, if there's an easy way and a difficult way, Ferrari will always go for the difficult way of trying to do something. Makes no sense. And I think maybe in 2022, it's time for a little bit of a shake-up of that Ferrari team. Maybe in the management sector, a few positions may need to be swapped around, and maybe if a little bit more fresher blood needs to be injected into that team to stop these sort of, stupid decisions, because these decisions seem to be generational. They seem to have been passed down from previous engineers. So yeah, Ferrari needs to hit the reset button a little bit, I think, and then they'll come back stronger. I mean, start of the year, they were absolutely, I was tipping them world champion, easy. And there was no doubt, first few races, that was what's going to happen. It was going to be a Ferrari. They just come out of the box fighting, and it was great. But after about the fifth round, they just started to slip backwards, and they've been going backwards ever since. They're still up there, but they're anywhere near the Red Bull. Nowhere near. And they were at the start of the season. In fact, they were beating the Red Bull. So it's very, very weird. But as I say, Ferrari will always do Ferrari things, which is very strange. So maybe a little shake-up in the management is what's required. A little bit of fresh blood just to, get people pumping. I mean, I'm not against old people, but because I'm an old person myself, but I'm just saying there may be a few too many old people there at Ferrari that are established and set in their ways that maybe, I can admit, it's always good now and again to have a shake-up and to have a little bit of new blood in there to sort of, shake up the order. It's always good for any team to have that. So perhaps that's what Ferrari needs, just to give them that little extra push to actually get back on par with Red Bull, which, as I say, last few races, they really haven't been there. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. This has been another Hookster Talks for 1 hour and 41 minutes. It would have been longer, but unfortunately, no one decided they wanted to talk to me because I'm just too celebrity now. Too celebrity. So that's it. They said, no, fuck you. Fuck you. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Thanks to everyone in the chat, and I will be back for another video. Have a nice race on Sunday. I hope it's going to be an enjoyable one. Lots of action, which Spa really wasn't, to be honest, was it? It was okay, but it wasn't, certainly wasn't a classic by any stretch of the imagination. Well, past Lulu and Fernando's little, accident. It wasn't a classic, was it? No. So hopefully we'll have a better race. And towards the end of the season, we'll get some even more better races. And we need to tighten up the championship a little bit. Someone needs to get a little bit closer to Max. I say, Max has got it. I'm calling it now. Max has got the championship. It's all over. And I'm going to be sad if it's going to be like 5 rounds to go, and the championship's going to be done. Because as I say, my enthusiasm for the pointless races is like, oh look, let's see who comes in second. I mean, nobody's interested in that really, are they? Unless, of course, there's a nice crash at the race, with a nice big pile up. Everyone likes a nice pile up. No one getting hurt. I'm not advocating that. But you can have an absolutely brilliant pile up with loads of cars crashing all over the show with no injuries. We've seen that loads of times. So, I'm not advocating injuries and people getting hurt. But we have seen lots of races with lots of pile-ups, and people. I mean, look at Villeneuve through Spa. I think it was 99 in the BAR. How many times did he bin it? And the car flipped over about 40. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. He was got out of the car. Yeah, I'm all right. I think he turned around at one and said, "Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that." As the car was basically looking like a crumpled up old crisp packet stuck on the side of Eau Rouge. I enjoyed that. He said that was fun. So yeah, so I'm not advocating injury, but I'm saying we can have races where you get a big pile up, and that's always exciting. Or the rain comes down, and that's the other drama. Of course, the rain, and it chucks up all the pecking order, and it's great. Love it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome as always. This has been Hookster Talks from me and Mr. TB Bear. He says, bye-bye, everyone. Bye bye from TB. Stop doing that. People will think you're doing something else. Yeah, you can't have that on YouTube. Get banned. Get banned. Bloody YouTube. We love YouTube, really, don't we? Yes, we do. Yes, we love them. F1 Manager, free copy, please, please. I love you. I'll worship your game. I will, honestly, I'll worship it. I will. I'll worship it. Live streaming every night on F1 Manager, everyone. Yes, if I get a free copy. It's not going to happen. Anyway, I'm out of here. Thank you and good night.